Happy Tuesday, friends. PC here at Gravity in Action Fitness. I'm alongside my young rock star Dylan Foss, alongside
AJ Londana. What's up, guys?
Hi, I'm Georgie Boynton.
We have some very special guests today, and our topic for Turf Talk this Tuesday is the importance of movement quality. None better than some movement specialists, AJ and Georgie, to talk about our event coming up September 25th, Elevate Movement. Let's discuss the importance of movement quality. AJ, tell me.
All right, well, I'll start that off with what Elevate Movement is. What Georgie and I did when we created Elevate Movement was take the scientific method and translate it into the expression of your body through movement. What that means is the E, the first phase of Elevate, is explore. We start to explore what our body is capable of. Once we get past that, the second phase is L, load. What we do in load is take what we've explored and then add some weight. The next phase is vanquish.
Yeah, your vanquish is your ability to go to your utmost potential using what you've learned in the explore and load phases. And from there we have tune, and that is to tune everything back in, the decompression, the awareness of everything that you just did, pulling it all back together.
So the quality of movement is something we talk about all the time, because what we don't realize is our body was meant to work in incredible ways that we don't really do in 2020 with the way we've gotten to from a technological standpoint. So your shoulders can do so much more than what we're doing when we're seated, when we're driving, when we're in these sedentary positions. So Elevate Movement is really about exploring the body and seeing what it's capable of.
Very good. And like we mentioned, on September 25th, we're going to express and give examples of how to elevate and move well. I've always said that it's not about bigger biceps or being able to climb Mount Kilimanjaro when we're 70 or 80, but it's about quality of our joints and the health of our overall frame, so that way we can better effectively play with our grandkids. So I'd love for Georgie and AJ today to demonstrate some of the things that people might experience when they come to hang out with us on that Elevate Movement event.
Let's take a move that almost everybody does in a gym, and let's just show you guys what Elevate Movement's really about. So what I want to do with you, Paul, since you are one of the most professional movement people I even know here, is I want you to first demonstrate what a squat might look like for the beginner who is not taught proper mechanics, as opposed to focusing on the proper joint positions and then doing the perfect squat, and why that matters and what's different about it.
So bad form squat.
Bad form versus good form. So the first thing we're gonna do is look at form that, let's not even call it bad, but from here, let's just say not aware of what our body is actually doing in space.
Okay, well, it's been my opinion that many people are quad loaded as opposed to becoming proficient in hip hinging. So I see many times people is allowing their knees to come past their
100%.
past their toes because of less activated glutes or non-mastery of a hip hinge. So I see this all the time, coming off the heels, or I see conversely more of a back bend in their squat as opposed to a hip hinge.
Perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually have Paul sit in a poor squat form, and then Georgie's gonna go joint by joint, correcting his form to a textbook squat. So we have Paul, beginner, who's never been to a gym before. Just kidding. How could that even be real? Look at this guy. And then Georgie's gonna go and fix his position.
All right, Paul, well, let's start by pushing into your heels and grounding your feet. Good. Notice how that just shifted his hips back, and automatically his chest lifted. Now there's not too much more that we need to fix. His spine is long, his neck is very neutral, and now I just want you to activate every part of your body.
So Georgie got him to sit his heels back into the ground. He got his knees over his toes, his hips activated. Keep going.
Yeah, his arms are extended out, shoulders packed away from the ears.
Talking about
Navel
packing the
drawn
shoulders
into
back.
The spine, core is engaged. It looks like a really strong position. How do you feel?
Much better, definitely much more challenging to sustain holding that position for a longer period. But in that challenge is the success.
Yes.
So when we look at that squat, in my opinion and in Georgie's opinion at Elevate Movement, if you look at a perfect squat movement mechanic, if you do 5 of those, it's superior to doing 100 of something that you're not really paying attention to what your knees are doing, what your ankles are doing, what your shoulders are doing to express a perfect movement pattern with your human body. So that's one way to look at it in a kind of nerdy way, breaking down the squat, to look at what a squat is typically when you're not paying attention, as opposed to an elevated version of your perfect squat form.
And from there, once you have your perfect squat form, you're able to progress and add on and almost play Legos with your body. What can you piece on, take away, add, subtract, and that's how you really become optimized.
So why don't you get a little closer to the camera, and we'll do that again with the squat form. So I'll start with a basic squat, and you can give some add-on options as I go.
Okay.
So you can get a little closer so the mic can hear you, and I'll start with my normal squat. I'm right behind you.
Okay.
So start with cueing.
All right, so shoulders back, chest is lifted.
Let's make it a little bit more fancy.
All right, let's stay down and hold. Nice, bring your hands down to the ground, walk forward to a high plank position. Spreading the fingertips, shoulders underneath. Your shoulders stacked on top of the hands. Good, then bend your knees, walk your hands back to meet your feet. Squat. Beautiful, perfect. Squat position and repeat. So this is just something that we can add on. So each time he's resetting back into his perfect squat position. Good. How about you add on something here? What's one thing that you could do from your high plank? Okay. Now add on in your high plank. Beautiful. So each time, each repetition is an opportunity to add on a little bit more and getting fancy. You're exploring the capabilities of your human potential.
So beyond exploring, now we're applying that load.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
then once you have applied that load, then you can go into full vanquish, where you know your capabilities, you even know your limitations because you've explored your body, and there you're able to really vanquish.
Now we've talked off camera as well, talking about the importance of being connected with the ground. And we like to say at Gravity and Oxygen that the ground can be your friend or it can be your enemy. So AJ showed us examples of beginning to load through the shoulders using all four limbs connected to the ground. Can we discuss more about that?
Yes, so think about when you're a kid and you start moving as a human on all fours. Our body, every single cell at your skin cells are communicators that are messaging information to your brain. If you just go straight to your feet, you have two connectors from the brain telling your body how it feels. As soon as you get your hands on the ground, you have double the information going to your brain. So the importance of getting down on the ground is massive. You're teaching your body how it functions in space with four connectors telling your brain exactly how you feel and how to push your body further in a safe, sustainable manner.
Dylan, what are some of your thoughts on some of these observations?
I mean, just from my experience at the first event, it was amazing, and just understanding small little things, right? Like the ability to take your socks and shoes off and get even more information, because this right here is standing between the ground and my foot. So why not take that off, get more sensory information from the parts of our body that have the most sensory cells anyways. So that's what I loved about it. And then once again, after it, just felt not only physically and emotionally better, but just like spiritually on a high end of having everyone together in a time like this was amazing.
I think that's a huge part of Elevate. Is at first it becomes a physical thing where we're teaching you how to elevate the quality of your movement, but then it so quickly translates into elevating the way you feel, the way you breathe, the way you communicate with others, the way you do business, the way you live life. Just elevating all facets, starting with movement, step one.
Which is the aspect of the social component of what we're trying to experience
100%.
next Friday for sure. Now tell me, who are the eligible participants of this kind of event?
If you move, if you breathe, this event is for you. It's safe to be outside, get some vitamin D, get together with like-minded human beings who all care about the way they feel and improving that. So please, everybody come together September 25th. Check it out. You will love it. This is for you.
So basically, if you're human, you're eligible.
That's it. You're human, you breathe, you move. This event's for you.
Sounds good. So once again, guys, we encourage you Friday the 25th at 6:30 here at Gravity and Oxygen. Be physical, be social, and let's be together during these uncharted times. On behalf of everyone here, Georgie, AJ, Dylan, and the entire team of Gravity and Oxygen, we thank you for watching this edition of Turf Talk Tuesday, and we'll be sending out further information on how to sign up and register for our Elevate event next Friday, September 25th.